Ultra was disabled in favor of MK Naomi, and that's more chemically based. They're spraying chemtrails. It's got aluminum, barium, like Jessica Alba. And she's like, some people enjoy their chains of slavery. Me too, man. I'm chained by love and generosity. Yeah. You see my fellow pigeon feeder there. He's obstructed, but he's merit. Yeah, meritorious man. You can tell a meritorious person by the size of their calves. The really generous people have humongous calves. That's like they never skip leg day. And so you see all these happy birds, and then I think you can convert them to Judaism. I don't care. There's so many Catholics that, L'chaim, you know, with Torah and the Drek. And if you all enjoy Mahdi comedy, go to Mahdi. So anyway, I'm keeping this good at 0 chatters and 0 likes. I also have this thing. What is this? All right. 2.6 million times. But it be true. And it says here, make sure when you steal all my phone details, you remember Jesus Christ, the Black Nazarene, too. You know? Birds can fly all over the world, but dirt stays on the ground. You ever notice that? Because of gravity, all this dirt stays on the ground. And so when you dig, well, you allow dirt to fall, but eventually it'll stop. There is a picture that was removed from the Bible. It's basically the Jewish concept of everything. It's basically 7 pillars of creation, and then water, and then stuff. But it's always the thing. It's like, what does it stand on? All that. And it stands on a giant tortoise. All right? It's like, so what does the tortoise stand on? Nothing. It's a tortoise. It swims. And it's like, swims through what? Your mom. You just got to get mean. Your mom went through great expense for you to learn on this. And I hope you learn it. Being woke or anything does not make you stupid. Far from it. Many stupid people become woke to become smarter. It's like, they're doing well, so why not be woke? Me too. I turned woke just simply because the woke lessons need to be learned. It's like learning Quark Express. Why bother? Well, I don't know. I hate Adobe, actually. Other than specific things. I don't like InDesign. It's not intuitive, Either I'm an artist and then they change it to engineering, or I'm an engineer and they change it to artistry. It's always the exact opposite of what I need. So I figured reverse psychology, at least I'm learning all that. Like, don't bash your head against a sharp corner, kids. Don't get hurt. And don't vote for somebody who touches you. Single-handedly, I probably ended all pedophilia. However, once you end something with all your power, you have to restart it again. It's just like going to a clock and taking out the battery. Wow, you're so powerful. But you have to put it back in because somebody else needs that clock. If you don't like clocks so much, don't use them. If you don't like wearing pants, don't wear pants. Wear a dress. It's you, If you don't like being awake, go to sleep. There's a video on X or like whatever, social media. This guy was so exhausted, he took a nap in somebody's truck, a Ford truck. And the guy was like, well, I could be mean. Well, I need my truck car washed, and he apparently doesn't mind. And he needs a bath, and I can help my fellow man. So he brought his car to the car wash, convinced all the Mexicans. It's like, this guy's tired and he needs a bath. It's like, did you kidnap him, mister? No. Welcome to New York. Please stay. Rescue me. So anyway, the guy was like brought into the car wash. And then later it's like, like the guy was angry at first and it's like, use this towel. So it's like, basically, when was the last time you took a bath? Then you can say, just right now. You feel like a new man, despite the fact that he's covered in car wash wax. If the guy was really mean, it's like, here's some itching powder. I'm sure Mexicans have itching powder. So anyway, sometimes I notice my phone is mad slow, so I figure they're hoovering all the information. Even the garbage at this point is just like, if I started recording like bouncing boobs, that would be good. But I'm happily married. You can't help the fact that your boobs bounce. In fact, some men have bouncing boobs too, because of the fat and the estrogen. You know, even Mark Mays. Mark has like man boobs. He doesn't mind showing you because in New York, you're allowed to show as a male your tits and your nipples. It's like, I'm in a private area, and then you can report this. But if you enjoy my nipples, well then keep watching. Stay tuned. Speak of the devil, hello. Go home. Don't get hurt. Feed some birds. Live your life. In 5 minutes, you know, I'm just waiting. Here's what I'm waiting for all my sins and God to smite me, a bowling ball to drop in my head, this tree to grow arms and legs and throttle me, or just like me taken away by the CIA, FBI, getting banned, police brutality, all the negative things. And when you expect the worst and hope for the best, rarely does the worst happen. For me, the worst already happened. They killed my mom, or something did, and it was going for me next. So I figure when that thing or entity or concept tries to kill me, I'll grab it by the neck, just like Waysland USEAST, and force it to explain. Why did you do all that exactly? Where you're going, I'm going. I'm going to be like a necklace around your neck. I'm about 160 pounds of heavy. And from what the NYPD and all the law enforcement, even the retired said, even if it's your first day as a cadet, you weigh a certain amount of pounds, we'll restrain all his weapons and you sit and break his ankle. That's something you can do as a raw cadet. He might kick me. Well, we'll disable his hips too. The whole point is for you to get used to brutality. I brutalized things a lot, and then the empaths were like, I felt that. I used to feel that. And sometimes I get demolished by a look. It's a geisha thing. It's like, stop it. Okay. And this girl is dressed down. And I have a background of a sleeping black man. If you think I'm weird looking, that's on you. Rollerblades. I used to rollerblade too. I used to skate down steps. Fucked up my back. They never told you that. Always wear back support when you're doing that, like a weightlifting belt so that your spine isn't compressed. Also, Herb complimented my beard. See how glorious it is. There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined. And now I'm sure, like if I had a Yves Saint Laurent bag here, and it's worth like $1 million, it'd be gone in a second. This is New York. You lost it, you cry. It's like phones and shit. So I made sure I signaled that I've lost many phones, and that's why I need a strap. Also, my gear might be impounded by the sheriff. Don't know. They make sure there's plenty to spare. They close down smoke shops, and then they put this thing where a lot of things die, but you'd be surprised at all the things that live. Like me. There's a saying, and sometimes you can't tell who's a man or a woman. I think that's a man, but it looks like a woman. But I saw this Antonio Banderas clip, basically because a guy raped his daughter, and he's a surgeon. One, he just did a vaginal thing, like took away all his tools, his balls, and his dick to rape. And then not only that, he scientifically grafted a layer of artificial skin so that he doesn't feel pain, which is insane. It's like Professor X making mutants because of rape. Never rape a surgeon's daughter right away. I don't think I have ever. I couldn't overpower a woman if you gave me like a head start. You know what I mean? Because I'm happily married. I'm more of an uncle who's like, don't rape my nieces. And he raped, you know. But I'm on record is not. My credit score is only going up 1 or 2 points, and sometimes it goes down by 15. So that's some bullshit, you know. There's something that could get me banned here, but for 10 minutes, and I'm back. So that wasn't a missing thing. But basically, I wanted to show you guys this really cool thing. I found it online, and it's very awesome. There's just something about this picture that is just appealing. For a shirt or a dress or a bodice or something. And it's 10 minutes in, so the odds of you seeing this is good. I'm counting on the fact that maybe, all the people who pretend they don't see what I just did will be shocked and horrified. Shocking. That's a real shocker. That's if I had to wear this, that would be really ugly. You know what I mean? And there's a Nielsen who comes in and is like resells antiques or like things. This would be one of his things. I don't know. I don't have any feelings. I just noticed like the swastika or something. I'm supposed to be affected by what I do, but obviously not. It's like spitting on my mouth. It came from there. All of this. But I could print this out. It's just like, come to Fiesta in America, where all the magic happens. Something. Writing ad copy is very hard for me. I figure I just leave it there. I'm sure the guys saw it. I don't know. There's something about this. I could also have it printed. You know. It's too subtle. Like this pattern, you see like a building, apartment building, or some sort of mosaic. So your eye tries to resolve it. It's like a magic eye picture. And of course, if you see me, maybe I'll put it on a shirt. But if you download this, I mean, there's the original and then this. There's two arms, two legs on all people. So your binocular vision, maybe. A depth of field. My job, I think, my quote-unquote job is quite boring. Yeah. And if you deal with heavy magnets, magnets are cool. Just like Yakub. I experiment with magnets all the time. And sometimes it's cool. But I'm trying to make a belt, a weight belt, with leather. It has to be strong enough to support my back. And then, stuff. So anyway, just in case anybody comes in, this is the first thing they're going to see. Because, Anyway, so it's good. 15 minutes and nothing. So here we are back again, 1427, 428. And I'm advertising this. It's a more up-close thing. There seems to be a shadow. Sometimes when you take photographs, like the shadow, or some building or a closet or something, it's very rectangular. Sorry for the bad quality. United States. And there's lots of reflective surfaces. I'll make sure it's closed, right? So basically, I'm just checking my hair. I like that gangster guy, who kicks somebody in the throat. Basically, once you know you can kick somebody in the throat, don't do that. That's not nice. I myself don't want to be kicked in the throat. You know, I need to talk and make presentations. So I'm quite attached to my neck and my throat. Just don't do anything that deserves getting kicked in the throat. You know, you can do mean looks, that's fine. Do not engage. That's what I learned from Comicsgate. Basically, some things are fucked up. Do not engage them. If they engage you, walk away. They'll get tired before you do. You know, you're going home. They're going to a foreign land. They're invading. You're defending. That's all. Just fall back. That's my greatest hobby. While I look like I'm moving forward, I'm falling back to a safe space. Yeah. And knowing that there are worms there, it's just like, well, the more you cultivate, the more you hurt the worms. So, and they'll have segments, and it's fine. Out come the shovels and the trowels, and then you slice all these worms. This is how I attack my reflection, by the way. I don't need to, but I just have to make sure my reflection is stronger than all the shadows around me. I have to favor, just like God. I only attack all those I love, because they should be strong enough. Just like I'm attacking the floor right now with my feet. It's not breaking. I'm not thundering with every step. Would be nice, just like, oops, I sink and I destroy the planet again. Maybe I should learn how to tippy toe. Well, everybody, like, this floor is the substance. Like, they tried many years. You're a human and you can walk on this. Just like this Dodge Charger needs work. Still nice though. And just like cosmetic. Oh God, there's a. Hey Dawn, what do you think of this shirt? Is it something a Florida man would wear? I know some New Yorkers would wear this shit. It's kind of tacky for a fashion week. I need an opinion. Is this the gayest shirt of all time? If you screenshotted this and printed this out and showed it to your receptionist, would she be like, you're a fucking faggot? I don't even know it's a shirt or it's a blouse or something. You should see this clip they linked of like an Asian guy in a bodega, and the elderly black guy was like, man, I'll fuck you up. And the Chinese Asian guy was like, let's just say a lot of boops were said and recorded. Imagine, like, I'm gonna wear this shirt. Thank you for the like. The more I stare at it, the more it grows on me, It's like, why wouldn't I be cool enough to wear this shirt all day in Florida? It's like you sweat, you just dive in the pool with this shirt on, instantly cold. She's a keeper, man. I never thought of gay Navy shirt. Something the Navy would wear. In the Navy. Don't forget to hydrate, Dawn. And tell your receptionist too. Like, get moist. Get, like, some water inside you. You know what I mean? I know if it's this side in New York, Florida must be sweltering. I kind of like it because you can see the swastikas in there. They embedded a lot of swastikas. If you look really close. Now is she easy to control then? Or do all your work, or I'll cut you off. Just pretend you're a bartender or something. A bartender from Florida is the same as a judge. Shares the letter E in the thing. I never heard you say, I'm a bartender from Florida. Based on your physical appearance and how you present yourself, I would rather believe you're a bartender than a judge. Which is why you make great judgments. You know? You know? At first, you don't think it's a Nazi thing. But the more you stare at it, it's a Nazi thing. You see this? It just brings it to mind. All those little black things, it's like, it kind of sort of looks like a swastika. Now I'm interested. Nazi memorabilia has dropped off. If you have a warehouse full of that, it's like, how am I going to move all this? I inherited this from my grandfather. And I know this guy, Steve. A lot of Steves. All Steves are my best friend, including Seagull. But this is Steve from college, who was dating, what do you call it? Thai princess. And he was like, yeah, my grandfather died in World War II. He fell off a guard tower. Florida is. But, like, if you're a bartender in Florida, you're a judge everywhere else. It's like, so you throw people out and you cut them off? Why don't you be a Supreme Court justice? You had the Florida training. Even Orange County would probably accept you. And Orange County is like, we don't accept NYPD because the standards are too low. And even your raging alcoholic receptionist would probably be like the Secretary of State anywhere else. Dealing with him every day. I got a drink. Like Kitty Foreman. Red. I can't relate at all being Asian. Oh no, a very tiny penis. The one thing I have in spades. The more you stare at it, the more like, I could pull this off. Judges have to wear all sorts of ridiculous outfits. What's wrong, Judge? Are you judging the gay Navy? Why, yes. Gay Navy people, gay Navy judge. Problem? Yeah, like, I'm surprised so many people in the bus could report it, but it's just like, as compared to all the other alternatives, sometimes I even see one hear one that I haven't heard before, which is cool. On the good ship, lollipop. Hey, there's another chatter. I'm just doing fashion review for Fashion Week next year. Would you be caught dead wearing this stupid shirt? Even for like $3 billion. Would Matt Stone and Trey Parker wear this? Wear Tweedledee and Tweedledum. What do you think? The more you stare at it, the more ideas you get. Which is why I'm going to print this out on my printer and just stare at it while I'm trying to solve my Catholicism. At first glance, it's like, yeah, only an idiot, a moron would fucking wear this. But then, you start thinking, well, if I wanted to make something look bad, I fully support Trump in that shirt. You're insane, buddy. You don't even need a clown outfit. Like, really, your mom dresses you funny. Yeah, there's so many jokes from this shirt. You want me to send you one? I could have this made on a plain white tee, just one of those online photo things. Bust you solidarity. If we're ever in the concentration camps, did you bring a shirt? Of course I did. The one thing they allowed me to have. Isn't it hideous, man? But it's so unique and exotic that I think, thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty. I don't know. Do you only have one receptionist? Don't you have lawyers, high-powered lawyers in Florida? It's like, listen, Judge, You got to render verdict in my favor. And here's why. I have two reasons. And then she flashes her tits at you. Of course, with your girlfriend there, that's going to be problematic to say the least. Make sure you hide this. You know, it's like I didn't think I was dating someone with terrible taste. Yeah, typical, right? Most if not all people don't believe, especially from your presented videos, that you're an actual judge, and even you don't believe. That's the best part. You don't believe you're judge over all Gaza, for example, or Israel. You just like, I'm stuck in Florida. I do local verdicts. Derp, derp, derp. Not realizing what you do in Florida ripples all over the world. I just step back and observe. Judge Dawn must have said something to the wrong person because there's school shootings. Yeah, you must have said, like, shoot me an email. And then it's like, well, they're all electronic mails being NPCs. She's a lesbian. Good. You're actually a smart, Judge. Not only that, she's 93 years old. Maggots coming out of her pussy. I want to fire her, but it's equal opportunity. And then when she comes in, you lied to me. She's almost as sexy as I am, bitch. Or even, let's see this so-called lesbian. Hey, honey, what do you think of this? Ew, gross, put that away. You're his girlfriend. I saw Janet Jackson shoot down Tupac. It's like kind of like the Bible. I saw Lucifer fall from heaven. And not only that, I saw Janet Jackson shoot down Tupac. Tell me, boy, you want to sniff my punani? And then she brings her girlfriend over. Breathe in his face. Your girl will test you, man. Don't be dumb. Do you want to have a dumb girlfriend or a smart one? Most people will say dumb. Hello, Dawn's dumb girlfriend. Play dumb. Stay dumb for all time. Look past all the infidelity. Because he's my friend. You know? He's my tall, mullet-wearing, mustache-having Florida so-called judge. It's like he's delusional, demented, and probably schizophrenic, paranoid, all sorts of mentally ill. But I need a judge in Florida. It's like, you'll do. Just like God said to Moses. You stutter? I don't give a shit. You're going to talk to Pharaoh, become co-equal God somehow, some way. Because you have the balls to tell me you can't. Now you're going to have all the balls to tell me you can't. You should have said she's a lanternfly or something. Yeah, I work with insects. I equal opportunity. I hire insects. Yep. I have a pigeon as a receptionist. So don't worry about that. Cross-species sex, impossible. Watch me try, though. The Pharisees predicted you're going to have a lesbian receptionist. I somehow doubt that, Dawn. I checked all the Bible, and you're not in there. Nothing about Dawn will do it, Florida man, judge in Florida. Not a single thing. That's because I was looking for my name. Nate Mendez is going to do live streaming for all time. Nope, not in the Bible. There's a contract. I'm going to end it eventually. Just as the Pharisees. Pharisees aren't even real anymore. Just as the unicorns predicted. What fucking unicorn? These days it's all about COVID and pestilence and construction. The more you stare at this, the more it makes sense, I think. It's like those magic eye photos. I myself am wondering, why did I choose this photo? Oh well. I'm just gonna advertise my event with this. It's like at Fiesta in America, all sorts of cool gay Navy clothing are available. Buy one for the whole family. Or I could just get one of those t-shirt transfer things. I have a whole bunch of paper. But you know what I need to do? I need to take a huge poop. How about you? This shirt makes me want to poop. I got all this festering, what do you call it when you make alcohol? whatever, carbolizing meat in my stomach because I have a fucking parasite, a larvae, one of those alien resurrection things inside. And I figured it's like, if you're gonna be in my body, in my stomach all the time, you're gonna be a goddamn Catholic. Dinosaur Jesus, I saw that one. The one where he's riding a dinosaur and a machine gun. Well, you can post something on your community tab, an image as such. I could do that too.